let's talk about what Teoscar is just so damn good at. And for me, it's his ability to hit mistake pitches on the inside part. This is where we're going to start. And Zach, I remember this. Oriole fans,
Yeah.
close your eyes, or you know what? You can, close your eyes. You got to listen to what I'm going to say here. We know this sequence. Teoscar's going to go deep. He was battling here, and you can say Teoscar is seeing the breaking ball well. Well, he was battling, but earlier in the at-bat, Corbin was throwing a better curveball. It was more effective away. Teoscar on pitches in, he is unbelievably good at staying back, and he's unbelievably good at doing damage. So we know the result, what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Corbin's going to hang a pitch on the inside part, and Teoscar is not going to miss any of it.
No.
Change the game. We remember that moment very well.
Yeah, and I mean, I think people, obviously, everyone talked about I think that was the third breaking ball he had thrown in a row or within 4 pitches in that bat. Teoscar, it wasn't like, he had a tough at bat, then all of a sudden there was a mistake. Teoscar took 2 stone cold takes, that fell out of the zone right on the line. So it's not just if you give him a mistake, he's going to hit. He's going to battle in at bats. I mean, that was a professional at bat against, as we all know, with Corbin Burnes, one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. So he's not just sitting there saying, okay, I'm just going to wait for a mistake. He's going to battle until he gets his mistake. Big difference between waiting and hoping for a mistake and battling to make sure that you at least get an opportunity for one.
Absolutely. And the reason why about the theme here is look at some of the names or the players if you can't recognize the face. You just saw Corbin Burnes. Here's Aaron Nola, one of the other best pitchers. Curveball inside, very similar result. Homer, curveball, slider hangs in. Teoscar sends it out, right? Like clockwork here. But we're going to keep going. Blake Snell, who that second half Blake Snell was incredible. But watch how far in this slider goes. And for lefties, it's not a terrible pitch, to be honest, because if you're able to try to go what the phrase Zach or anyone out there listening is, you want to try to go maybe back foot slider here. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get it back foot. It's still right around his front knee. However, you're going to see it's a good 6-8 inches inside. And the way that he's able to stay back and just hit this one to the moon, it's really impressive. So you're seeing a theme. He's a really good off-speed hitter here. Luis Hill just won the AL Rookie of the Year. I know people were thinking it could have been Colton. He'll deserve it. He deserved it. I thought Colton should have won it, but definitely still deserving of the award. Hill's going to throw a changeup here. And again, Teoscar does a great job staying back. Similar spot though, Zach, right? That inside part, he is lethal when it comes to the inside part of the plate. He doesn't miss.
Yeah, I mean, it's plain and simple. You only make a mistake on the inside part of the plate to Teoscar Hernandez once in at bat. And it's only once because if you do it once, it's probably sitting in the seats. This is a guy where when he gets his pitch, even like, when you just talked about the Blake Snell pitch, a hitter or a pitcher's pitch, something where Snell's going back and he's not saying, damn, I hung that one. As you said, maybe he wants to get a little bit more back leg, back foot. But at the same time, you're sitting there looking at him going, how the hell did you hit that out? Like, that's just straight talent of he knows what he's looking for. And when he gets what he's looking for, he doesn't miss the ball.
No, and you know what? He's not going to miss it when it's right down the middle here, Zach. And yes, pitcher right here, Paul Skeens. And Paul Skeens, what makes him effective, good fastball with life. And his sinker is very good, so he can get away with throwing it a lot of places, but still, middle part of the plate, Teoscar Hernandez is such a talented player. He ain't going to miss this. So there it is again, using the bigger part of the field. He's capable of doing that when the pitch is out over the plate. Now, this is the biggest separator, though, and I think when we're going to look at this of why teams are interested in Teoscar.
Yeah.
It's the clutch factor, Zach. It's the situational hitting for him that is so big. And now, yes, he is going to strike out. He is going to have mistakes. But he is a player that is not afraid of the big moment here. And there's 3 straight sequences of this. I mean, I think you're talking about recency bias. Yeah, the World Series, Freddie Freeman gets a lot of the accolades, and rightfully so. He was sensational, MVP of the World Series, all of that. But this dude right here, the Dodgers do not win the World Series without Teoscar Hernandez. This moment, Zach, actually is in the regular season. And all 3 at-bats here that you guys are going to see are with 2 strikes. If you guys have been following our program for a while, you know how I feel with making an impact with 2 strikes. So Teoscar right here, 2 strikes. He's going to go shopping at the gap here in extra innings, makes the Yankees pay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where the money's going to add up for him. You're able to drive, and these are called the ribeyes, the ribbies, the big steaks. You do that enough, you're going to get paid. Here's now the World Series. 2 strike count. Dodgers up 2, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
And Teoscar Hernandez, where's that pitch again, Zach?
Inside. If you try to sneak it on that inside, you got to make your pitch. And even if you make your pitch, sometimes you just going to make you pay.
And right there, Granny, off-speed pitch, inside. Yeah. Dodgers take that game, right?
I mean,
but then right here, this is the moment. This is the moment that Teoscar Hernandez really cemented himself. This was that disastrous 5th inning for the Yankees, but still, Garrett Cole is 1 strike away from getting the Yankees out of it yet again. And Teoscar Hernandez on a breaking ball stays on it, drives it to deep center. The Dodgers tie the game. All momentum shifts. LA wins the World Series. Yeah. You know, and the biggest thing, too, so if we're looking at the 2 players for me here, Zach, Teoscar Hernandez and Anthony Santander, Tony Taters. The difference for them really was the batting average. Tony Taters hit 235, Teoscar in the 270s. Teoscar struck out a lot more than Tony, but we know Tony was more of a free swinger. The biggest difference, if we're looking at splits, and I was trying to go down and really get this for you guys, on a 2-2 count, right? With 2 strikes in general, you're going to have bad numbers. Santander and Teoscar are very similar with their numbers with 2 strikes, except with 2-2 counts. And Zach, I already told you what Teoscar's was, so let me ask you what you think Tony's average was with 2 strikes, 2-2 counts specifically.
It's got to be around, I would say, low 200s. It's got to be, I would say, hovers around 2.
Close. 196 for Tony Taters.
All right.
On a 2-2 count. 3 home runs, 9 doubles. Okay. Teoscar Hernandez is hitting 260 last year on 2-2 counts. 8 home runs, 5 doubles, 22 RBIs. And I'm not going to say that that's the one thing, but you're talking about 2-strike hitting. And if you're not going to be, it's so hard 0-2. It's so hard 1-2. But 2-2, you're hitting almost your batting average for the season. That's a huge difference there. And for Teoscar, I think that that's something that people are going to have to understand and recognize. This is a player that's a game changer. You can live with strikeouts when you're able to be that clutch.
Yeah.
Now, the other question is, Zach, does he fit in Baltimore?
Mm-hmm.
I think we both agree he would. He would fit in Baltimore. The bigger issue, though, is, and I saw some comments, I don't know if he's going to, one, get marketed out, priced out, or if I'm the Dodgers, I know that they want Soto. And if they get him, great. If they don't get Soto, Teoscar should be their number 1 priority. I'd run it back with him yet again. So I would say the Orioles should be aggressive for Teoscar. He would be a good fit.
Yeah.
But I think the realistic case for me, I would be still surprised if Teoscar ends up in Baltimore, given the necessity of some of the big market teams.